Hey, what is up, guys? This is CaseVictory here with a Wi-Fi new match between two very good battlers, Razenrak and Sweetie Belle. This match was a Wi-Fi new match, like I said before. Razenrak's team on the left will be ßelle, Poliwrath, Glalie, Armaldo, Samurott, and Haunter. Looks like Glalie and Armaldo are going to be able to set the spikes, while Poliwrath, ßelle, Samurott, and Haunter try to cause switches and make sure the hazards are not blown away. But that probably won't happen today, because if you look on the right, you will see an extremely offensive team. Ambor, Executor, Relicanth, Skuntank, Samurott, and Rotom. Looks like Sweetie Belle really wanted this team to be very offensive and make sure not to get rid of common defensive threats, so most Pokemon could rip through a team. But let's get right into the battle. It looks like Razenrak's in love with the ßelle, while Sweetie Belle leaves off with Ambor. Looks like predicting the Ambor to be Scarfed. Looks like Razenrak's going to Poliwrath, which actually might tell us that the ßelle is not Scarfed. I messed those words up with my tongue and stuff, but yeah. Poliwrath takes a head smash incredibly well. And you're going to see Ambor go switch into Executor, while Poliwrath is going to go for the circle throw and unfortunately miss. A big break for Sweetie Belle, so Executor can stay in and have the clear advantage. Okay, it looks like Razenrak is on the ropes right here, and he's going to make a good play and switch into his special defensive Glalie. I'm just guessing especially defensive from the way it was brought in, and it takes that Psychic very well. I'm just guessing it's Specs, because Psychics usually don't do that much to a Glalie if it's specially defensive. So that's just my guess right there. Looks like he's going to go into Relicanth. Sweetie Belle tries to scare him away after this turn, but Glalie is going to go for the spikes. Good play by Razenrak, knowing that this is his chance to get spikes up, and 5/6 of Sweetie Belle's team is not immune to spikes, so that's a very big deal. And so Razenrak is going to switch into Poliwrath, trying to take the Relicanth. So it looks like Poliwrath is going to be a very big defensive pivot for Razenrak along in this match. But the head smash is going to do a large chunk, which just leads me to believe that it is choice banded. I'm sure Razenrak knows that by now, but the circle throw is going to toss him out into Skuntank. And in Sweetie Belle's mind, I'm not sure what he wanted to do here, but Razenrak's Poliwrath probably has rest since it has circle throw and waterfall. And so maybe is the rest sleep talk set. And so maybe predicting him to go for the rest, Sweetie Belle might go for the taunt. And so Sweetie Belle is going to go for the taunt and taunts Armaldo. So now he can't get his stealth rocks up. I'm not sure if he predicted the Armaldo to come in, but if he didn't, that's still a very good play on his part. Maybe predicting him to switch out into something else. Sweetie Belle brings in Relicanth, and it does not look like very defensive to me. From the way it takes the X-Scissor, probably not much attack investment inside the Armaldo. But that's alright, because Razenrak is going to go on Poliwrath, and unfortunately this Poliwrath is about to die, or faint. I say die, because they fall to the unrolled and die, if you notice. But anyways, Poliwrath is about to die, but Relicanth is going to miss the head smash with an extremely big play, because that waterfall is going to take out that extremely annoying Relicanth, which seems to do like a third to anything, which is a very big deal, because the head smash probably could have tore through his team. But Executor is going to come in. Sweetie Belle wants to revenge kill this Poliwrath right here. And Razenrak does fodder off the Poliwrath to get the switch initiative into his Pokemon. And that Pokemon of choice is going to happen to be Samurott. And Samurott is a very offensive Pokemon this gen. And Razenrak is going to make an incredible play, predicting the Rotom to come in probably. Or maybe he just had Ice Beam. But the Ice Beam is going to kill Rotom in one hit, so we're not going to see any Volt Switch shenanigans this match. And while the Life Orb damage does get away at Samurott, Razenrak does probably feel very mighty right now. Although Sweetie Belle is going to go into Skuntank and is going to make a very good play, knowing Samurott will probably try to come back and save the health for later. Sweetie Belle is going to go for the pursuit on Samurott, and after that Life Orb damage that you guys are going to see later on, that is going to tear away at his life, which is very unfortunate actually, because I don't think he'd want that to happen. But while Razenrak goes into Armaldo, Skuntank is going to go for the taunt. Predicting him to go for the taunt, Razenrak is going to go for the Rock Blast, which doesn't seem to do much, but still damage is damage. It doesn't look like he has a Wish Passer at all, or any means of recovery on any of his Pokemon. So that's a big deal after Spikes damage. Next time Skuntank will not really take that Spikes very nicely, and he probably will be at very low HP. But they both do a double switch right here, Razenrak going into Glalie and Sweetie Belle going into Samurott. I'm not sure who has the clear advantage right here, but it looks like Sweetie Belle is going to go for the Hydro Pump. It does a very large chunk. And Razenrak is going to go for the substitute, barely being able to go for the substitute, which is a very big deal because this does allow Razenrak to set up his spikes right here. And unfortunately, the Mega Horn misses. So that's very unfortunate too, because that is going to allow Razenrak to get 3 layers of spikes up, which is not going to be very good for Sweetie Belle, because all those Pokemon now that Rotom-S is gone, are all vulnerable to spikes. So everything is going to be taking 25% when it comes into the match. And I doubt Sweetie Belle will like that. I'm sure Razenrak will try to improve on that by making him switch a lot. So it looks like the final layer of spikes are up right now as the Mega Horn hits once in a row. And now it's twice in a row, which is very good for Sweetie Belle, because maybe that literally could have exploded, and this match would have been a much different match. But now it is tied at 4-4. Razenrak is going to go into Zebstrika, probably going to do some Volt Switch shenanigans, and predicting him to go for the Volt Switch. Sweetie Belle is going to go for the Executor, and just as predicted, that Zebstrika is going to go for the Volt Switch, trying to get the Switch initiative, because nobody likes a Specs Executor, especially when it's bulky too, because it just doesn't go down. But as you see, the Samurot's going to come in, previously pursued, but Samurott is going to go for the Ice Beam right here, unfortunately, because Emboar is going to take that very nicely, and since he is probably Scarfed, because most Emboars are Scarfed, and the way he's been, Sweetie Belle's been treating it, it has been very Scarfed, leading off with it, and bringing him right here. It does really indicate to us that it's Scarfed, and right here it's going to outspeed the Samurott, so we do know it's Scarfed right here. And now Razenrak is going to reveal he does have a Scarfed Haunter on his team, and that Haunter is going to take out this Emboar, unfortunately, for Sweetie Belle. But now it's 3-3, we're locked into a very intense match, and Sweetie Belle is going to predict Razenrak to go for the move instead of switching out, so he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. So Skuntank has been a very big part of this match so far, and so now Razenrak does get the switch initiative. And it is 3-2 right here. Razenrak really has to make a very clutch move right here. While Sweetie Belle is going to go into the Executor. Razenrak's Armaldo is going to go for the X-Scissor. That is super effective. That is going to kill off the Executor, which makes it 2-2. Very intense battle right now. We're not sure what's going to happen. Sweetie Belle is going to go into Samurott though. And Samurott right here is going to probably outspeed. Go for the Hydro Pump. The Hydro Pump is going to hurt that Armaldo. And since it's super effective and Armaldo's special defense is non-existent basically, that Hydro Pump is going to take it out. So now Zebstrika, it's 2 against 1. Looks like Razenrak's really going to have to pull off a clutch victory here. Zebstrika is going to go for the, looks like he is going to go for the Thunderbolt after the Aqua Jet you guys just saw. Wow. Alright, but here it is, guys, 1 versus 1. Sweetie Belle has 1 Pokemon left, Razenrak has 1 Pokemon left. The Skuntank is going to live with 1 HP, 1%, we're not really sure. Probably going to go for the Sucker Punch, and the Sucker Punch takes him out. And that is good game, guys. That was an extremely close game. Look at that, 1% left out of all those Pokemon. That window is disabled due to one of the, yeah, but that's it. Alright guys, Sweetie Belle wins the battle with 1%. This was an incredible match. Please comment, guys. Tell us what you thought of the match. Like, comment, subscribe, and later, guys.